what I have here are data from the Commodity Futures Trading Corporation, a government agency, a commission, excuse me, on short in red and long positions in yellow by commercial traders and by non-commercial traders. Couple of things I want you to notice about these. First of all, long and short positions by both commercial traders and non-commercial traders seem to move together. That is, the market's not going to be net long or net short over very long periods of time. And that's exactly what you'd expect. Eventually, there's going to be some kind of an equilibrium among the two. The other thing that I really want you to notice is going to be changes in the composition of these traders. So, one of the things you're going to see is that over time, up here we have short positions by non-commercial traders, long positions by non-commercial traders, short positions by commercial, long position by commercial. That's starting in 1997 and coming through to the future, that non-commercial traders, these so-called noise traders, have really taken a bigger role in the market. They're becoming bigger. Now, why is this important? The financial literature highlights a very important change, or a very important role that noise traders play in financial markets. And that's the following. If noise traders really believe in a position and start taking that position, they can create a risk premium in the market. That is, one of my friends from high school, he became an arbitrager. And the way these people make money is they look for an opportunity to lock in a profit, but they assume that profit is going to be made very quickly. But if you have a large presence of noise traders in the market, then what's going to happen is, yes, over the long run, Dubai Fatah and the FAR-month contract for WTI will eventually come back together, but when will it come back together? And are you willing to risk your money in a position long enough for it to come back together? And that's literally, sorry to go back in time here, just when you thought you were almost done with me, that's why these breakdowns in co-integrating relationships are so important. These represent long-term equilibrium. And what this says is the market is not returning to that equilibrium that it did previously. So it may represent the effect of noise traders. So what does this mean? One of the things that I'm now doing is really trying to get directly at the role of speculators versus commercial traders in the price of oil. And so again, I'm looking at the price spread between the spot price for Dubai Fatah and the futures markets for WTI with various months of maturity. And what I'm doing is, I don't want to bore you too much, I'm estimating what's known as a co-integrated vector error correction model. And this model is able to tease apart long-run co-integrating or equilibrium relations from short-run effects. And the results are telling, at least to me, a fairly interesting story. That is, first of all, that when we look at it, these two prices with now information about trader positions, if we were to go back to this graph, that these now are no longer both without arrows going to them. Now, once we have information about trader positions, now the information goes from the Dubai spot market to the WTI FAR market price. So first of all, the first important point is these two are not unconnected as you might expect. They're connected, and they're connected via trader positions. Don't worry, this is the last graph. And so how are they connected? Well, in the long run, they are connected by fundamental factors. So as commercial traders take an increasingly short position on the market, prices go down. As commercial traders take a long position on the market, prices go up. As stocks change, prices change as well. The effect of a stock change depends on whether it's a near-month future or far-month future. And again, that's exactly as you would expect, given that stocks affect maturities with different dates. But here's the interesting effect with regard to speculation. There are short-run effects. So one of the relationships we see is a long-run relationship between commercial positions, long and short, but we also see long-run relationships between non-commercial long and non-commercial short. Again, going back here. What the model indicates is that in the short run, as long positions run ahead of short position, there is a short-run effect on prices to move prices up. As short positions move ahead of long positions, here, there's a short-run effect to move prices down. So this does not say there's a long-run effect, meaning that you cannot predict the long-run price level from these data, but as these two positions get out of balance, that moves the market up and down and can induce speculative changes in price that are unconnected to market fundamentals. So let me actually stop here, and if there are any questions or complaints, let me take them. But thank you.